Well, demo. You know what?
No.
Oh, well, turn away because this information towards the Garnet Souls on the back end, who's happy to sort of sit and wait as the flashes roll their way out. They're going to roll themselves away. Vidiking's actually able to find the first. Stemp goes down. There's two for Vidiking. That's the two people that are on the stairs on the opposite end. Flastry does find Souls, but at this point, I mean, they've lost a lot of their drive, but they're still trying to drive here, Demo.
Yeah, losing the demos, not ideal, but they are able to still get two in return. And they've got Eastairs. Obviously, Gabu is a player that we have highlighted and talked about how good of a player he is and a great stage for him. And why do I speak?
Why always me? Gonna try and find their fight over the top here. Vidiking, he's got himself 3 for his trouble, but he's trying to slip his way through and find the next 2. Pre-fires into it. That's a quad. Are we gonna start the day with an ace? He's looking and finding, and Handy takes it himself.
Around dealing with this tub. Really, for KDS, he's just up here to waste some time. I mean, and he's done a really good job at that. I mean, a minute 20 remaining. And what have Loud got to show for it? All of them still outside of the building. He's going to make the mad dash. Just has to be very careful here now. Yes. Doing very well. Just burning down that clock. Flash goes in. Is Gabby going to try and jump on it? I mean, 2 of his teammates have been able to get kills back. So it is a 3v3. But for Gabu, he's still dealing with these players inside of CC. His teammates need to try and come and support him.
Oh, there's a bit of a drift. Doesn't know about Vidiking, or maybe he does. He sort of snapped back towards it, but it doesn't matter. Saw him through the break on the soft. He pulls the head off here. Ready to try and push in. There's sort of swing, but otherwise they've peeled themselves back, right? They still have the watch above. There's 30 seconds. They don't really have any control here. They need to try and isolate just that player above and get this locked down, but it's an awkward approach, and there doesn't seem to be a clean route through anywhere. There's the drop down. Swing around elsewhere. I'm not sure where Flastry is at this point. Oh, there he is, dead. Oh, and there goes Gabu too. Now, if you're leading him with a Monty that's always sort of hard shielding, you need some coverage. Peering outside. Oh, it gets caught out elsewhere, but just finding a body. Finding 2. The player that was missing before, obviously, Gabu, the player who's been a superstar so many times for Loud.
Very safe. They just have to commit to it. And oh dear. Oh, Flastry thought, oh well, I'm the extra man. I'll see if I can maybe try and go tellers and cut across, but he's lost himself to it. On that rotate. Live in the crack thing, dropping in. Just have to try and go for a plant here. He probably can go for it as long as the coverage is good enough.
Well, they're going to see if they can try and stick it at this point, and he's just going to swing the window. They've had to pull off the plant live. He's not quite confident enough as his only cover is, well, just above and worried about being swung on himself. They're holding on towards the angle. He's going to see if he can try and drop and offer some close support, but he's just caught out from the watching side, and there's the mop up.
Like, I don't know. You just swing the guy on the... He's not really scared of what Loud are going to be doing here against them. For Loud, what's going to be on the menu? And the Deimos just, yeah. Well, you don't need to ban it. Oh, 5v3. Oh, dear.
Wow, 5v3. The Blitz is trying to drive its way in. It's, oh, been able to suddenly pick up 2 kills. Okay. Flastry gets 1. Levels things up as the 3 versus 3. The Blitz is now on the hunt. As I said before, they didn't have the fuses to drive through, but the double sheet strategy has suddenly got them a 3 versus 1 demo out of nowhere. Wrap their way around, face to face with the Blitz, waiting for the swing to come around elsewhere, but brilliantly played there by Gabbard.
Wow. Now, see how FaZe want to go at this defense. Stairs is the name of the game, and oh, Souls won with 2 kills, and what's happened? Everyone's dead. A full Eastairs office.
They've got the ping on the player above, but he doesn't have to swing his way out until somebody else finds a fight elsewhere. The flash goes up, and there's Vidiking going down. That's 1 for the first 30 seconds. 3 more to find. And yeah, it's got the premonition, right? He knows exactly where they are, but the problem is as soon as he steps out, as soon as he makes contact with one, the other 2 will swing. And that's what he's going to have to just try and do. There's the motion, there's the swing, there's the FaZe round.
Poses big talking point of probably why they're down so many rounds on border. And oh dear, that's going to be 6-0 for FaZe in the entries here on border. And Loud, that's the issue. Every round they're going into, they have to play from behind. There's the Sophia buff that you mentioned. And it's reared its ugly head again.
I said it. I think we're going to see more and more and more of that as time goes on.
It's just so silly. It's so
quick. It's so quick. It's 3 impacts pretty much instantly. It's the most devastating explosive we have. Great pickup from the cross. Now a 3 versus 3. They're going to see if they can try and pinch that. 4 ripped over the top. He's hoping he can get lucky on the kill. The call comes out. They're swinging either side of the door. They're going for the 2 versus 1. Just swings in towards Gabu's spray. They're hoping the next player steps in. There's the chance of pressure coming around the back. They've got eyes on towards Fountain and the cross. 30 seconds, Demo.
Yeah, fantastic here from Loud. One thing they struggled with was getting a foothold on the map. They've went CC. What was the issue? KDS in towards the Brazil rotate. The impact them from below. You lose KDS. FaZe have lost their semblance in holding onto the map. And then Loud can formulate a push. They can start moving in towards Armory. And Gabu has led the charge. And he keeps on leading it. That's free for him.
Most of the time. And they very often try to play towards the objective. And that on border. I think it's much harder. As I see them...
We're not in layer yet. Stemp that suffers the first bit of damage, but live swings out, gets Vidaking. There's Souls getting flash tree right back. Oh, they know somebody's tucked just close on the side of break. You can see the rotates coming around. Lucy, well, doesn't.
Fantastic C4.
Yep. Lucy, I'm losing my mind. Really should have got more sleep.
You hear an MP5, but that is the K variant. That's the difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, why am I C4? What a pain.
So he's actually pulled his way back round and just going bit by bit. They have somebody trapped. He's around the corner. They're looking in towards Fountain. They just keep going and he can't see anything. Easy caught out. Too much of an overextension. And there's that entry away from them again.
Yep, have been able though to get a kill back. Still a 4v4. One shield gone, but as we know, Vidaking still there with the Blackbeard. Looking for Souls. He's not going to get much value out of the gadget, though, as all the smokes have been depleted on the side of FaZe. Abby will expose himself, and Resets! Resets just jumped out the window! What was he thinking? I don't know what the call was. I don't know what information was supplied. What a moment of madness, perhaps, from Resets.
Handy gets on towards Gabu. And I mean, madness might have been one thing, but at this point, it'd be a round they can kick themselves on later on. They got the first and nothing since then. There's still a shield standing, 45 seconds, and the plant is attempted. Mirror isn't too far away, but can't cross the divide. Actually, they don't secure it. They very much could have. Instead, they just pushed on the kill. Maybe they were worried someone else was coming in. 30 seconds. I think they're just going to end the round there instead. Back up. They're now driving focus back in. They've realized what FaZe has realized. And instead, they're going to offer some support towards their Fountain player. Nope, he's dead. Potentially towards the others.
Was a soft destruction operator. This would be key right now to get them into the bomb site, but since you don't have that, players can just sit in the bomb site.
Stemp's able to cut through Handy, puts them back again into the man advantage in the final dying throws of the round. They're hoping that they can watch the cover. They're hoping they can hop in the window and get the kit back. Great swing for Suddenly 2, though. 15 seconds. Now it's balanced its way immediately back round, but Flashery gets on towards the man in the middle with the kit itself, and now it's just, again, a back and forth tit for tat. 1 versus 1, our first one. Can he get there in time? No!
Above, they couldn't fully utilize it the same way you would if you had a ram, or that would work.
Well, there's one ripped and ready, and it's going to go a little bit early. The track comes out. In fact, it was the second that netted reward. There's a swing round of Stemp. Caught out in the fire. Handy is at least finding one, but still. Damage potentially already done. The King is still holding out. We hear another rip. Nobody's on the rip. There he is, Handy. In position, and now 50 seconds, still juggling a plant, Still playing with the bait. It's over the top. It's not quite netting anybody, but the kill. And now, well, there's suddenly the remaining players. A 1 versus 3. FaZe just could not find a breath of fresh air, Demo.
Yeah, really well played by Loud. They knew the win con. They knew the FaZe were always going to be eyeing up a Plant and Archives door. They were happy enough to let them get down. Is anyone there to get the revive? Looks like it is going to be the case. They should be able to get Cyber up. Viking takes a lot of damage, and Handy jumping in towards Catwalk takes down Live, and ho-ho, Loud able to find 2. Cyber is still down, by the way. What's going on?
Them here. 50 seconds. FaZe. They've always still got that option to turn it on. That's not going to help. Neither is that. Lost in the source of the stairs. And unfortunately, it's not very delicious. 30 seconds. 1 versus 4. But, well, we're not going to see it because Loud is now on a map point.
Ping there. Can spot 2 of them out. One towards east, the other in beside break room door. He's out. See if he can get the opening pick, and he gets there successfully. Cyber. That's why he's on the team. That's what he does.
And there's 1 extra, but it's swung back round. Suddenly a 3 versus 2. Oh, it's the second time you can sort of go reset. Why? I mean, at that point, you know, he knew he was trying to put the pressure on, but they had the prediction. It's a place they'll probably have intel and drones. There's the 2 versus 2. There's the Blackbeard gone. Pyjamas is still on the track, still on the pressure. They're seeing if they can try and drive themselves closer in. They know exactly where one of the men is, and that's when Flastry can try and maybe rotate and offer some support, but they're playing such a narrow angle here. As soon as he tries to slip the way out, well, instead they're focusing on the Warden. Nice little position. He got himself on towards the stairs, and he's actually dropped off. Both of them have. They can get themselves back together. I mean, they'll now get the reveal that, yep, Thorn is no longer in office, has moved their way on, is making their way further and further away from you as best as they can. He's not quite going to take the bait of the fight, but Souls is. Oh, he swings on towards Flastry, and now a 2 versus 1. They're just on the flood comm. He's out and around either way, looping his way back up towards the top, above the hatch itself. I'll hear that drop. I'll know exactly what he's doing. He's expecting the swing. There's the second drop, and at this point, they just secure, pre-fire, hold the plant. We've got the hot pings. Oh, we've got the hot guns. We've got our first OT. Is almost the first body gone. The drive of the grenade. They'll not quite catch Live as he slips away, but it's Stemp that goes down. There's a double for Cyber.
Wow. I mean, Cyber is back, but for FaZe, just work with that shield. They've got Viking still alive. Good information from Vita. See a guy in the armory, head holes, and Souls takes him out. There's a Razor Bloom as well, and resets. We need to have a discussion with you, my friend.
He loves being outside that building. You can't keep my boy inside.
That window.
Well, ooh, nice take on towards the first, but with 30 seconds and a slowly shrinking play space, he's going to keep trying to fight his way out. Flastry gets 2. Bitter King has recollected the kit. Can just tuck and plant if they want. The shield will drift on by, so they've got that safety. They're behind the bomb chassis, so they're going for the plant now as well. They've got the safety of the divide, and at this point, they can just sort of sit back and hold these crosses. Oh, Flastry. Beautiful third. A 1 versus 2, but the problem is still that Blackbeard. You've got to try and catch him in surprise, and now he's been able to slip his way out, and, well, fortunately, not quite able to get...
One steady. Now for Loud, they've got the opening pick. They can start rotating and use that extra man. They're going to execute. A player's walked straight up in free mail. They've dealt with the player in CC. That's a free v4. Armory is looking mighty tasty. Oh, Flastry almost gets taken down, but his teammate Will resets, is gone, but Live with a shotgun pistol takes down Cyber. Gapu holding the cross and FaZe. They've capitulated. Souls in the 1v3. No chance at all. Flastry.
At this point, it's just sort of hoping, right? They're hoping that they can get the swing round, and well, they can't. Doesn't matter how much information your Solus is getting, if you just get swung on, and there's again! Leo, look! That's the meta now! 3
alive who have been the standouts for Loud. 15 kills each. They're going to need to try and find a few more. Cyber, though, takes down Flashtree, and oh, it's just Gabu, and it's a flawless for FaZe to finish it. It took them a while, but they're able to win Border.
measurement that we can use going into map 2?
I think somewhat. I think in general, it's the amount of layer that FaZe has been playing lately, right? I think they played it, you know, quite a lot, especially against some strong opponents. I think is the biggest testament, right? The fact that they beat Team Liquid at kickoff on it.
It's the final loud now, baby. This one, but now they have to do it in FaZe Town and try and stop the plant itself. So at this point, they can put the pressure back in against these keepers that have opened up. That's going to be the route through on towards the plant. There's not quite the route of the catch there. He's hoping he could get somebody as the flashes roll through. The first kill obviously find its way to 30 seconds. They're getting themselves closer towards what they hope is the plant position. Flashtree takes a bit of damage, but it's Live that gets caught out next, followed by one more. Flashtree finally ends the run of terror of Cyber here, but well, with only nobody left, Demo, I think it makes it a FaZe round.
And the Habana.
Aggressive expectation they have. Soul's leading in on the Blackbeard, wants to try and find a route round, but Flashtree might be about to make friends with an ace. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, that could have been huge. Couldn't quite get the man in time. In the meantime, others have died. Really. Guns that can set themselves up ahead. Soul's is going to be the most important man for this swing round, and he can't stop that. They do get one, but it's at the cost of one. It's headed back and forth now. Wow, there's the play on that trade. Now it just leaves Vidaking alone. Does find at least a single for the trouble. But I mean, look at the positions here. Gabbett's on the cross. They try and drive their way in, all being revealed on the BP. Well, where can you really go for any semblance of safety? Let's see if he can try and hold on towards the punt on the far side of the site itself, and they can just slowly approach as a pair. One's on one swing, while the other isn't needed.
Yeah, good. You've still got the Chanka, but there's a lot of noise being made. Candellas are being popped off. I wonder maybe if FaZe are going to try and drive in towards art and play kills, perhaps. That's what they're going to do. They're going to drive and try and play kills. And look at this. From Cyber, leads the charge, does get taken out, but he's got the all-important kill to create that panic to allow Souls to get the plant down.
Entirely it. He opened up the space, cut the way across, found his way in towards it, got the plant, and now it's a post-plant in a 4 versus 3, and suddenly you can't just backline. Suddenly you can't just iron angle on towards the default plant spot. All well and good the smokes can do, but as you said, Cyber really hit them with the look at me. And now they're hitting them with the bullets. FaZe, double down.
We can't just sit here and hope that the plant's going to stick. We need all here. Vault is in control. Or Loud, then yeah, they can just sit in their hands and just wait.
Now Reset's obviously taking a shoulder of damage, but Stemp in the meantime gets rid of Cyber. Yeah, go on, and they can't even really find the drive through. It's just pushing back out there, Loud. Vidaking left, watching through a breach towards nothing. Everybody else is dead. And all he's really done is open the breach in front of him. He's got 2 flashes left, and he's hoping he can find at least one fight, but the engagement reveals itself a bit too sharp. Loud with a
based on their operator selection, but it is working for them. They've got the opening pick. They've got 2 opening picks, and Souls finds the second, and yeah, 5v3. I don't really know how Loud have let them have that. But for FaZe, all of the operators are just great at going upstairs for the vertical take. They've chosen to not go for it. That's a nice little play there, using the Yokai drone to stun out the shield resets. Able to pick up the kill. A bit of damage, though. You can see that Handy's upstairs on the sledge. Wonder if Gabby's maybe going to try and go the flank, and he is. Somebody onto him. It looks as though they know. I think they do know he's here. So Gabu should be walking in to a roadblock. And this roadblock is called Cyber.
Oh, Reset is trying to get that vertical fight, but it's not quite netting its reward. He's expecting a fight on the door, and it's fair enough, because usually there is somebody trying to take your head off, but as you said, it's direct, and oh, that's a direct way, but there's a trade on the side of it, and there's a trade right back. 2 versus 1 once again on this site, but a 1 versus 1 resets. When he can't throw himself out of a window, he can put himself in engagement. He's got the shotgun. The grenade will just force his rotate. Ooh, almost got caught out. He's on the other side of the door, and Handy handily puts that one away. It was nothing that was ever played, even across the other 2 sites. Well, the one site we saw it before. That's a way of starting, though. steps out, takes a head, steps back in. Goodbye, Souls. Goodbye, that entry on towards the round itself. Now, there is the interesting thing that the entry statistic has been an 100% conversion rate demo up to this point. How the round goes. So maybe Loud have just done it. Or maybe they've doubled down. There now goes Vidiking. The shield has been taken as well, top green.
Yeah, this is good. Looking very good here for Loud. You lose the shield. The operator that can just get in your face and push into a bomb site is gone. So now for FaZe, they have to get creative. I just don't think they have the util here. KDS, oh, even though he's getting flamed out, still able to take down Flashtree. He still remains alive. And he finds Gabu downstairs. And if you kind of blink and you missed it, 2 kills back in favor of FaZe. Make that free. KDS with a double. My word, Loud have let this slip.
I mean, it's just kind of rough, right? They've taken... pulled themselves back towards site. They've lost a big bit of their drive, and instead, FaZe, they just do what they do. They turn it on. Put the pressure back in. Now, don't have the smoke, don't have the Tachanka, don't have the Keybers, just have Stemp. He's able to find one more for the trouble. He's looking deep towards that take on the far side, but... And he's not going to give it to him. FaZe!
The teamwork makes it work for FaZe, and Loud is just respecting them too much.
For the Loud enthusiasts in chat as well, listen up, because...
As quickly as possible, right? They need to make sure that there will at least be some wobble, some wiggle on towards this. Even if it does go away from them, it's close, and well, that is not how you want it. Cyber on the
Fuser, that's what they're trying to achieve, and Abby's going to grab that and rotate straight in towards Table, so Table's oriented is what they're going to go for. Handy! What a fantastic trade from KDS.
Well, I mean, it's trade for trade and blow for blow here as they dance their way across the top. It's a 3 versus 3. They've been able to at least get one more for the trouble, though. The early body alive is counted and repaid for, and they've almost caught the side of Vidiking. But the problem is, it just takes one more of these problems to pull away. And with 30 seconds, the pressure of the plant is obviously still on the attackers. At one point, somebody's going to have to drop out the firefight and hold F for 7 seconds. So instead, they'll try and keep themselves a bit concerted and together. But swung out, put to bed, FaZe Clan. They're able to get their first defense. I want to see if they can just try and cut this divide. We've seen this go wrong a couple of times, especially when you've got Echo drones on the board. They can be that hit on the stun on the corner. And I mean, look at that. You heard everything pop off, and the Echo couldn't quite save the second man, but they've taken out 2 for the trouble. So Cyber's going to be very happy with that engagement, I think. There goes the sort of blitz. There goes your striker.
A massive amount of plant denial. You know, Goya would be, I think, perfect here for FaZe just to solidify that round win, but maybe they don't even need it. It's a 2v4. FaZe just have to play the trade game. Don't need to overpeak. Don't need to swing. Both players are going to stack up beside each other in towards Boiler. All guns can now just start looking towards them. Oh, a little bit of a peek there, but more damaged on the FaZe rather than Loud. I mean, 2 players are very low HP here, and oh, 2 kills from both of them. Loud has squared it up, but look at the 2 remaining players. They don't have the HP. A 1v2. Handy's thinking, what's happened? How am I in this mess? Well, you are, mate. And you have to try and win it out. He's got some information. It's got to be from a yokai drone or a BP. A BP looks to be the case. Where's he looking? He's looking towards the door. The plant's going to go down. All Gabu needs to do is cover it. The impact not going to do enough damage. Gabu goes down. It's a 1v1. Step comes off to kill him. Loud, stay in it. Tested it all in towards this top floor. Making happy enough just to keep on swinging, keep on peeking. Oh, Cyber just catches Stemp at the very back end of that. Vidiking goes crazy with a shotgun, and FaZe are flawless.
As well, it frequently feels like you're sort of getting a read on the momentum of... Just worried about that flank. Obviously, it's not the most uncommon thing. Had a kill before, but resets does find the sneaking Cyber. And they still have a man advantage. Loud, but again, this has been an obstacle, and without the ace, they're a bit more limited. Flashtree gets 1, Gabu gets resets. Isn't the best way of doing it, but if they can keep the momentum, well, is able to find KDS on the other side. Can they finally push this one over the edge? A 4 versus 2, 20 seconds on the board, including a clash that's sort of playing behind the shield on towards the default plant, but they've rotated around. They realize they can't really put the pressure directly towards that clash. Instead, drive the shield right through the middle and catch around the back. They've done it, Demo. They have won that site.
On this Solid Snake.
I mean, Flashtree in the meantime is going to try and get the pinch on towards Souls, but Souls was so ready for it. matter if they're being tracked. Now they have that man advantage. Now, as I said, it's the nightmare statistic, but they're still going to see if they can try and close down the snake. He's the potential make or break, and Cyber's found from behind, level things up, but 30 seconds demo. They've only just got some clarity above, not nearly enough to be confident because they're still worried and corner checking, well, everything. They've not got it fully cleared out. Souls is making his presence known. 20 seconds, not enough to really go out and hunt, and they can't even win the hunt anyway. The time ticks away, as does Loud's chances, as FaZe remember who they are. And they drive.
To ask him a few questions about this game, and of course, to congratulate him as well with qualifying for EWC. JP, how are you feeling?
I mean, it's just another day. Like as I was saying, but it's a little bit relieving because we threw some games, the last 3 games. The Liquid, not that much, but like the last 2 games of the stage wasn't like good games for us. And things started going to looking a little bit weird the last games. And winning today, it's a little bit of relief, but I mean, it's just another day. We just qualified. We have to win the tournament to mean something, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, JP, talk to me a little bit about this change of momentum for you guys. You were looking so good, completely flawless. And then there was the turning point, which was actually that game against Loud on Night Heaven Labs, which kind of triggered the lose streak. What do you think changed in the team to have to lose all the momentum that you built throughout the stage?
I mean, against them, I think the game against Loud, we chose badly the map. Wasn't the best choice of map to play labs against them. It's like their best map. And against BD, we just didn't play well. Honestly, they won the game. They deserve it. And against Liquid, we have a very good start. On Shala, but some throwing rounds like destroy our mental. It's something that we already suffered against DZ, and we have to work harder on that because we can just lose a game because of a round or 2 or 3 rounds that we should win and we didn't. And we went to Clubhouse and they played better, basically, and it was it. We should won the Shala and we may have a third map, but we didn't won Shala, and it is what it is. And today we won.
I know it's kind of rough to figure this out on the spot, but do you think that losing these few last games just before you make EWC might actually be more beneficial than going flawless, because it actually highlights a few things to work on rather than being super dominant and then in the end you show up to the event and you don't really know what to work on or what are the weak points that you should improve before the event?
100%. I agree 100% on that, because if you see on the SI that we won, we lost 1 game for G2 on group stage.
Yeah.
And it was a game that we want really hard to win. We want to beat them. We want to send them home. And we lost to them. And that game showed us at that point on that side that we weren't the team that we think we were, unbeatable. And we have to work harder on points that makes us the SI champions on that tournament. And here on the SAL, I think is a similar situation, because we were 7-0 and we lost 2 games and we lost another game, we're 3 losses in a row, and it makes us wake up. It's not that easy as you guys are thinking. And for sure, before EWC, it was a waking up call, and I think will help us to improve to the tournament.
So how do you kind of wake up then again? As you say, of course, you have these losses and things are not going the way that you want to. How do you make sure the whole team is back on track and locked in today?
I mean, before the game today, we have a conversation, not strategical. It was more an open conversation with the team, why we are so tense in games that we shouldn't. And today we try to play a little bit lighter. The border map wasn't that lighter because it was an 8-7, but yeah, the second map was a little bit lighter and we could bring it up.
Oh, that's awesome. I feel like we're asking you some very serious questions here, despite, of course, you guys qualifying to EWC. So once again, a big congratulations with that. Is there anything you want to say to the fans for their support?
Thank you, everyone, to support FaZe, buy our FaZe bundles, and that's it. FaZe up, guys.
Awesome. JP, thank you so much for your time. And once again, a big congratulations.
Thank you.
By any way, limiting their chances at making group stages, they will still need to play tomorrow and win the next game to guarantee themselves a spot in group stage. Seeing FaZe in play-ins would be insane. So the job is not done yet, but overall, I do think that it was good that they were trialed and tested throughout these playoffs, because usually that's how you warm up as a team. And as we look at the map summary, by the way, Handy and Gabu, as predicted, the top 2 performers on each team.
Yeah, as you called Handy the best player of the world currently in the MVP spot for this matchup here as well. You mentioned that, right? You know, there's a chance that FaZe find themselves in play-ins should they lose their matchup tomorrow. That's incredible, given that there's 8 teams that are going to be in play-ins, and you got a Fnatic there, you got a Shopify Rebellion there. You know, there's potential for upsets, and especially if only 2 of these teams will be able to make it out. You know, that's a rough spot.